I completed the Storygraph genre challenge for 2025, and these are the books I did it with. For the first prompt, nonfiction about visual art or an artist, I read Art Life by Catherine Ocelot, a fantastical memoir about the author's identity as an artist. For the second one, historical fiction set outside of the UK, US, or Canada, I read Laurent Benet's book about the assassination of Heinrich Himmler. For an essay collection by a disabled author, I read What's Wrong by Erin Williams, which included her story with chronic illness and her illustrated interviews of 4 chronic illness sufferers. For a children's book published after 2020 by an author of color, I read Magnolia Flower by Zora Neale Hurston, adapted by Ibram Kendi and illustrated by Llovet Wise. This is a children's book adaptation of Hurston's story about Magnolia Flower, a girl whose parents fled the Trail of Tears and slavery, respectively, and she's seeking her own freedom by following her heart. For the next prompt, a non-fiction book about a sports personality, I read Make It Count by Cecé Telfer, her memoir about her journey to become the first trans woman to win a NCAA title, and the discrimination she's faced in life, and particularly from the Olympic Committee. For the next book, a graphic novel by a woman or non-binary person, I added Maria Levitt's Eros/Psyche, which is a sapphic story about a magical and dangerous all-girls boarding school with a secret. For a poetry collection centered around nature, I read You Are Here, edited by Ada Limón, which explores what it means to be here in nature in the 21st century. This was an awesome public library pick for this year. For the prompt, a literary or contemporary novel in translation, I read The Night of Baba Yaga by Akira Otani, a novel about a woman who is forced to join the Yakuza as a chauffeur of sorts and ends up entangled with a very unlikely ally. For a book about video games, I read In Real Life by Cory, Doctorow, and Wang, which explores girls in gaming, online community, and systemic economic inequality. And for the last prompt, queer horror, I read The Night Eaters trilogy by Marjorie which follows 2 Asian American twins as they connect with their parents' magical world for the first time, and it goes just horribly, horribly wrong. I'm really looking forward to next year's genre challenge as well. I read a lot of books I would not have otherwise picked up for this, and it was a ton of fun.